top of the morning to you all. Is that the car on? I'm in the car. Got a busy day today, trying to be in a million places at once, so I'm coming to you from my car. But I can't tell with this car when the engine is running or not. I just put my foot on the accelerator. I'm not driving. For those listening, I'm not driving. It's probably a key point to say I'm stationary. I'm a bad enough driver at the best of times. I don't need to be hosting a podcast while driving. That would be, a little beyond my capabilities because I struggle to stay on the road. How are we all? My name's Christopher Sweeney. I'm here to talk to you about gay life, queer life, LGBTQ plus life, because the name of this podcast is Homo Sapiens. We've been coming in your ears. Oh my God, you cannot say that, Christopher. We have been, I've now completely lost how you might say this saying. We've been on air for 8 years, and that's what we've been doing week after week, is bringing you the world from an LGBTQ plus perspective. And this week is no different, listeners. How are we all? What's new? I'm having a big music week myself. I few things to bring your attention to, possibly things that you already knew about, but I just discovered. Naomi Scott, she's an actress. Tell me if actress has been taken away now, and we're only meant to say actor, because someone then said that actually that's rude, and I get confused. Aladdin, correct. She was in Aladdin. And many other things. Anyway, she's got an album out and it's really good. So I've been listening to that, and I've also been listening to this Georgia Smith did this acoustic cover of her song High, and I don't know where or why I heard it for the first time, but it was one of those songs that stops you dead in your tracks. You're like, what? So that was that's been on repeat. You know, when you're only, I don't know if you are a repeat listener, but I just listen to songs on repeat and I love that. So that's been on repeat. And then actually, it's partly because when she sings acoustic, you lose all the stuff around, all the production around her voice, and you just get to hear her voice and how amazing it is. And it reminds me of Adele. It really reminded me of Adele, actually, when she first came out and started doing stuff. Her early stuff, which was always my favourite. I wanted to talk to you about last week's episode with Cliff Ioannou, editor of Attitude magazine, editor of Rolling Stone. We talked about whether queer culture is sort of too obsessed with youth. And all of your input was so interesting because so many people were saying that they feel like you become invisible as you get older. There's no representation, there's no role models. Mark Foster, the swimmer, he's an older gentleman. He could be our role model. If I'm in that nick at his age, chalk me up. He's got a book coming out, actually, or something. We're supposed to do something about that. What's going on? Anyway, as you can see, the filing system remains extremely organised here at Homo Sapiens Heights. And you were just talking about your feelings about ageing, and it was really lovely. We actually had some nice messages, so I'm going to read. Let's head to the inbox. I don't know if this person wants to be anonymous or not, so I'm just going to do it anonymously. What a fantastic episode. Hit on so many feelings. Someone born in 1982 as well, Chris. Still learning to accept myself. It's strange, right? Others around me are fine with it, but I still keep looking over my shoulder. Also, don't even know 100% if I'm still truly myself. Working it out is a minefield too, as the brain still works with internalized trauma and subconscious stuff. Also, the hardest lesson, not caring what others think, dead. Oh, that's because I said the hardest thing is to not care what others think. Also, many things, even my career, gave me trauma about being gay and myself. Does it ever get better for us? And I feel we all walk that same yellow brick road, but the journey looks different as we all see the world slightly differently based on the hurt and conflicts we create because of the hurt we have felt. Ooh, this is deep, listener. I like it. I've had one relationship when I was 27, and I think I loved him, but it was 3 years hidden and created so many issues. Now I don't even know if I'll ever find it. Let's see the journey continue. But again, this podcast makes me feel like we have comfort and friends we have never met, but are all sending good energy through this. I'm working, but I didn't have any gay people to look up to. My mum had a cousin who was sadly passed away, but I was also reinforced that that was not okay with what was said about him. I followed in shame just to say the same to hide my own shame. We've all done that. I wish I could have said sorry and really met him and had a conversation. You are such a beautiful soul. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Do you know, it's so funny you say that because I had a godfather who was gay, who I've spoken about a lot on this podcast, but he never knew I was gay. Well, he probably did, but we never spoke about it. I wasn't out before he died, and I always longed to speak to him. And the thing is that you're saying you feel shame about the fact that you joined in with what people were saying about your uncle, presumably homophobic. But I don't know. I definitely did that. God, I think we've all done that because you're protecting yourself and you're trying not to. If you were to stick up for your uncle in that moment, it could be perceived as coming out. So it's a very, very complex thing, and I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. And I really love that you say that there is a sort of community of connection with this podcast, because that is the whole point of it, is that no one speaks on our behalf really that often. Not no one, but often people don't speak on our behalf. And I think it's really lovely that it feels like it's doing some good work. Even like the meningitis thing, this big meningitis scare well, it's not a scare because people are getting it, but in Kent, and someone was talking online about how the way the sort of, whatever you would call it, like the health scare situation just assumes that everyone is from a completely normal family, and therefore LGBTQ plus people get dropped off and not considered, is so true. And I hope to try and, with this pod, just give a bit more tailored view on the world towards LGBTQ plus people, which is why we had Dr. Gareth Patterson on a couple of weeks ago, because I loved all the prep questions. There's a perfect example. Everyone just assumes all gay people know exactly what PrEP is and how to take it and where to get it and what the risks are and doxypep. They don't. So yeah, and you mentioned there, I keep looking over my shoulder. It's strange, right? Others around me are fine with it, but I still keep looking over my shoulder. Honey, that's baked in. We are formed in our early years, and then we play that out for the rest of our lives, in my humble opinion. Certainly what I've noticed in my own life through endless therapy. And I think we all, like, basically, gay or not gay, trauma or not trauma, we're all going to have endless obstacles. And I'm reading The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. And it's like three. Actually, I haven't read it today. It's supposed to read one a day. I just read like 6 in a go. And he's gone back to all the Stoics and all of their old advice and found his favorite ones, and then he sort of reinterprets them for the modern day. And one of them is talking about how there is no such thing as peace in yourself, as it were, and to strive for it is to make you unhappy. And actually, it doesn't mean you're failing if you're feeling anxious or, like you said, still looking over your shoulder. I think people, I think this is maybe too specific, but I think the kind of, we're talking about queerness here, right? I think the hyper masculine bro is also looking over his shoulder, because gender conforming is everybody's problem. Unfortunately, it is we get a version of it, but people who really heavily gender conform still get, I can see like a baseball bat in my head. We still get governed by it. And some people don't notice that. Some people don't. I had a really interesting conversation with Paris Lees about this, actually. Paris Lees, who wrote What It Feels Like for a Girl, and I adore her, and she's very talented trans writer, activist, journalist. I don't know what she would like to be defined as, to be quite honest, because I know that people call her an activist, and I think she might have said she's not. I don't know. Anyway, Paris, I'm sorry if I'm getting all this wrong. Hello at homosapienspodcast.com. Please write in, berate me. Anyway, we were talking about the fact that if you are gender conforming in a sort of what is considered gender conforming, I should say, then do you sweat it? And I was saying you do, and she was saying you don't. People don't. I don't, and I think there's probably a middle ground, which is I think people don't realise they're sweating it. Otherwise, why would other guys care if another guy was feminine or call people whatever they call them on the football pitch? I don't. Yeah, I think I think it's absolutely baked into everybody, because if it didn't bother people in others, then they wouldn't point it out. That's my threepence halfpenny. Someone sent in something called the Pink Pages, and it's the Pink Pages directory. When me and Charlie Craggs were talking the other day, we were doing a whole chit chat about wouldn't it be cool if there was a service where you could see queer-owned businesses and things? Well, more fool us, it exists, people. If I could open the message, that would be helpful, but I can't. Cloudfront.net is not helping me here. Anyway, they started following us on Instagram. It's North America, but might be. We've got American listeners, and also might be coming to us soon. And give it a follow. Let's build it up. The Pink Pages it's a resource for LGBTQ+ community to connect with friendly businesses and services. They're on Facebook, they're a podcast, they're on TikTok. Hi guys. Thanks for messaging. Oh, someone wrote in about Jodie Harsh. Lovely message. Lovely episode with Jodie Harsh about AI and 2016. Another podcast I listened to said nostalgia is just yearning for a time you survived. So I suppose nostalgia is really stemming from the anxiety about what the future holds, especially given the unprecedented times we live in. That is very interesting. Yeah, because nostalgia is for times where the story is complete, I would say, and we're always worrying about the outcome of the story. That makes tons of sense, and I love that. Yeah. Apparently that's just what Virgin Radio is. It's just nostalgia. I haven't listened in a while. That's cool. This is an anonymous one. This person's asked to be anonymous. Just so you know, listeners, we will always skew anonymous, okay? Just in case anyone's worried. So if you don't write anything about what you would like to be, we'll be anonymous. Hi, Chris. So happy Homo sapiens is back and thriving. I know for a while now, but this is my first email since. Listener, thank you. I'm the guy who suggested the advice for friends and family of those coming out late in life episode, and I still cite that encouragement and support from you as one of the pivotal and most validating moments of my ongoing journey. I am thrilled to hear that, and I'm just going to say to you, listener, me and the whole of the Homo sapiens community listening are behind you. We got you. Loads I could say there, but it truly meant and means a lot. Fabulous to hear this. I'm here to share a recommendation I've found immensely helpful overall and would recommend to anyone in the community. It's an app called Voda, V-O-D-A, specifically tailored for LGBTQ+ people with daily journaling. meditations, and loads more. I love that. I haven't gone a day without using it for nearly 2 years, and now I can highly recommend it to all. Hope that spreads some cheer, and thank you once again for all you do. Listener, my goddamn, the pleasure is all mine, and seriously, it is. Yes, okay, I'm going to look at Voda because I was saying last week that I have been doing 3 things I'm grateful for, and I really like that. I don't journal, although I do free writing, which is different, but I do just write for 10 minutes and see what comes out. I don't know if has anyone ever done free writing? It's really nice. Just put timer on for 10 minutes and just write continuously whatever you can, even if you just write about the fact that you can't think of anything to write about. Puts you into like a really lovely zen state, and I find it's like having a shot of espresso before you do work. Like, I get loads done because it just opens up your brain, boom 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 boom, and yeah, I'm a big fan. Taught to me at university by my TV writing teacher. Now, Voda, people, go look it up. Let us know if you're using it. Are you a Voda user? Hello at homosapienspodcast.com, at homosapiens on Instagram. Do you journal? Write in. Do you do meditation? Write in and let us know. Why did you start? How did you start? How does it work? How does it help? I am absolutely rubbish at meditation. I think if I had to go and see like a meditation teacher, they'd be like, oh Lord, he's got work to do. Now, so that's that. Tick. Meditation done. Next email, let's have a look. What else have we got here? Matt sent his moustache photo. Let's post it. What a moustache! I asked Matt to send in his photo of his moustache from our moustache episode with Morgan. Okay, well, that's enough of the inbox for one day. Listeners, are you subscribed on YouTube at Homo Sapiens Pod? Are you? If you're not, please, can you go there and subscribe? And a great thank you to everybody who has subscribed. We have been really loving that you have been watching and commenting there on YouTube. Please keep commenting on YouTube. I love the YouTube comments. We at Homo Sapiens Pod on YouTube, you can see every episode visually. You get to see me, my car, just out of shot is oddly a bottle opener, not good for a car, and an old yogurt pot. What can I say? Are you a tidy car person or a messy car person? That, listeners, is something I would like to know, because I live in squalor in the car, much to my husband's extreme disappointment. Before I go, did you all watch Saturday Night Live on Saturday? I thought it was fabulous. So the new Saturday Night Live UK did its first episode. This week it's Jamie Dornan hosting. He will be absolutely brilliant. But it was Tina Fey hosted the first one, and there was I won't ruin it, but there was a sketch about Hamnet that got funnier and funnier and funnier. I loved it, and there was a little "It's a Sin" joke as well. So Russell T Davies was very happy. Now, listeners, we're supporting Not a Phase this season. So if you would like some gender affirming underwear, do get in touch. Hello at homosapienspodcast.com. If you have responded to any of the questions I've asked through this episode, please write in. Hello at homosapienspodcast.com, at homosapiens on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. The dog walk, Saturday 30th of May. It's in Regent's Park in London. We're meeting at 1 o'clock outside Regent's Bar and Kitchen. It's free, and crucially, you do not need to bring a dog. We've got dogs. Some people bring their dogs. People don't have to. Okay. And what else have I got to say to you? That's it. Please write in. Love you all, listeners. Ta-ra for now. I am probably too much information. I'm actually going to wet myself. So I'm going to run and find a loo. All right, listeners. Bye now.